Honorable colleagues, I know we've entered a very hectic political period. A period of accountability to our bosses, who are the voters. But we really understand this, but as the leadership of Parliament again, and you honorable colleagues, you know very well that we have statutory obligations. Sometimes we shall be calling you so that we come and we look through these issues. We are going to try to be as considerate as possible. But when government has a business or there is an urgent matter, we shall be calling upon you, and I want to thank you for coming. Today we are going to make it extremely short. I know we have a very critical motion in honor of our colleague, Honorable John Kazora, but I know very many colleagues of ours, if they were not busy, they would want to be here and pay tribute to him. So we shall do it later so that we have enough time to eulogize him as a great legislator that we had. I have it on the order paper, but we shall not do it today. We need a lot of time to debate it and pay tribute to that colleague of ours. So I want to thank you once again for coming, and whenever we call upon you, know that indeed it's because we have some government business that needs to move, but we shall try to be indeed as considerate as possible in giving you enough time to go and renew your mandate for those who want to. Yes, hello. Do you have a comment you wanted to make?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I also want to join you in welcoming back colleagues to the House. Right Honourable Speaker, there is a brewing matter which I think we need to deal with hastily. The front bench is scarcely present, but let's see how we make do with whoever is present so that certain critical issues are attended to. Honourable Speaker, I'm sure you have noted that teachers of the arts, humanities, are on strike. They are on strike protesting salary disparities. They are saying they are teachers too, just like the science teachers, but they have been discriminated against severally. I know that government has tried to engage them. But these arts teachers have insisted on continuing with their strike, demanding an end to this injustice of discrimination. Honourable Speaker, the worry is parents, students are very concerned because learning is not happening for the arts and humanities, but also these arts teachers have warned that they are not going to carry out the assessment, which is like the marking, the grading, and all of that. And that's a big concern for our young people who are in school. Honourable Speaker, it's not fair. And this is something we have raised severally in our alternative ministerial policy statements, even our alternative budget. And we're saying, let's get money off here and pay all teachers well. It's not fair that arts teachers earn about 4 times less their science colleagues. It's not right at all. And look, we have not at any one time said that let the salaries of the science teachers be reduced. No. In fact, we are happy they were increased because that's something we have been advocating for. But we are saying you cannot do it for some and not others. These are all teachers, qualified at same levels, degree, same level, diploma. But for this disparity here, where they do the same workload, same qualifications and so on, it is wrong, Right Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, head teachers who studied arts earn way less than the science teachers whom they supervise. How can this be right? How do you expect a head teacher who is not well remunerated to supervise people who are earning better than him or her? How does that happen? That's a management crisis that we are creating, Right Honourable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, here is another interesting concern. In the Auditor General's report for the audit year ended 2024, and I'd like to encourage colleagues to read these audit reports. Science teachers' pension, after science teachers retire, their pension on a monthly basis is twice the net pay of serving arts teachers. This is totally unacceptable. That somebody retires and the pension they're earning on a monthly basis is higher than somebody who is still working. This is wrong. We need to do something quickly about it as I wrap up and take that. Honorable Speaker, government should not intimidate these arts teachers. I know in their engagements, sometimes when civil servants are on strike, government will try and intimidate them, get back to work, otherwise we'll fire you and so on. Please don't intimidate these arts teachers. Pay them well, just like you're paying the science teachers. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, this government is run by people who qualified in the arts. Majority of those who are running it. The current occupant of State House did an arts degree in Dar es Salaam. The Vice President did an arts degree at Makerere University, first qualification. The Speaker of Parliament, her first qualification was an arts degree from Makerere University. The Chief Justice did a law degree, which is an arts degree. The Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament, your first qualification, sir, was a Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences, before you added other things. They are saying even the law. Yes. As a lawyer, I did arts. Of course, I did other things before. The Prime Minister, I don't know what she studied. But the point, Right Honorable Speaker, is how can we be victimizing arts teachers and yet we are running the country and yet we qualified in arts? It is a wrong signal. It's a wrong message that we are sending out there. I see young people here.
But Lope.
Yes, sir.
Just if I may understand, because we've just finished budgeting, okay? Because you see, we are usually quick to pass and judge the executive. We have just finished budgeting. How come these submissions didn't come out very well when we were budgeting? Because this salary can only be paid if we budget for it, okay? I know we pushed, okay? Well, and it's been consistent. It's been consistent, okay? But for you, what do you think would be the way forward? Can you help us, okay? Give proposals, so that we see how best.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, please allow me to give information that we did deliberate on these matters. The presiding officer throughout the budget process, for most of the budget process, was the Speaker herself. We raised this issue here on the floor.
I handled the bigger part of the budget.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
From MPSs to BFP, okay? I know they came out, but it wasn't this.
No, I was just giving information, Right Honorable Speaker, that we raised it in our alternative ministerial policy statement, in our minority reports, and in our alternative budget. And we're saying, let's equate the pay of arts teachers to that of science teachers. We raised it severally. Of course, some colleagues said, but where will the money come from? And we gave options of where money can come from to deal with this situation, but we were not listened to. So just for the record, we did raise this matter, at least us on our side. You are asking for a remedy, Right Honorable Speaker. We have a plethora of remedies. Number one, government every so often comes to Parliament for supplementary budgets. Let's bring a supplementary to pay our arts teachers better so that we deal with this crisis. Because they normally bring supplementary budgets to give free money to companies at Yak, Day Biopharma, Inspire Africa Coffee, Rocco, and so on and so forth. Free money that we are giving to private entities. If you can do that to private entities, giving them free money, you come here with a supplementary. Bring a supplementary so that we pay our teachers better. The other remedy, Right Honorable Speaker, we just need to be better mannered in our financials. The Inspector General of Government has told us that on an annual basis, we lose over 10 trillion shillings to corruption. Stop stealing taxpayers' money and there will be money to pay the teachers. So this money is available. Let's close those lacunas, those gaps, the wastages, the leakages, the corruption. Money is available. But most importantly, let's prioritize these teachers. For me, it's very concerning that we give free money to individuals, but you're not paying people who are doing their job. Let's remedy this situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Government Chief Whip. I know you were in the Education Ministry. Now you're in charge of government here.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me first start by formally welcoming back the Honorable Leader of the Opposition back into the House, because the very last time we saw the team, he led the team out in exercising their constitutional mandate under the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. On the question of the industrial action by the arts teachers, I wish to confirm to this House that as fresh as yesterday, we were notified that government through the Ministry of Education and Sports is engaging with the leadership of the arts teachers throughout the country. Right Honorable Speaker, we may give the Ministry of Education time such that at an appropriate time, when the matter is resolved, they can be in a position to brief the country through this parliament. But I can confirm that there is engagement between the leaders of the arts teachers and the leadership of the Ministry of Education and Sports on the subject matter raised by the Leader of Opposition. I also wish to confirm that there is no intimidation at all. One of the reasons why the NRM has been in government for all this time is because we believe in dialogue and consensus, and that is what we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, colleagues, it becomes difficult for me to give timelines on dialogue, okay? Because you see, this is the matter which I know is of concern to all of us. I can see the Minister for Education has also entered. Maybe he can give us more updates, if he has any, on the engagement with the teachers, arts teachers. But Government Chief, thank you. Government Chief Whip, thank you so much for what you had.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, our teachers of arts went on strike, and we've been engaging them. We have engaged them in a number of meetings, and last week, the leadership agreed to suspend, to dismiss, to get out of the strike. Of course, government is still very committed to address the welfare of the teachers. Government is committed to raise the salaries of all public servants in a phased manner. After discussion, we agreed that they go to communicate to their colleagues, and I'm expecting the results or the outcome of their meetings with the colleagues, to share with us what could come out of that tomorrow on Thursday, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, kindly update the House once the negotiations are done. Colleagues, this is not an easy situation, okay? Yes, it's not an easy situation. So since the ministry is engaging, and the really hope you submitted very well, and has given us a good, I think, an exciting timeline, is which we can check, which is Thursday next week. No, the minister is upright. No, the minister is the one engaging. We don't know what they've discussed in the room. Okay? Honorable Enos.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I have a concern and I'm actually representing my constituents on this. I would like to ask the government chief whip to get in touch with government to brief us on the issue of barado eviction in northern Uganda. Would like to understand the details behind the eviction, because there are those who are, yes, there are those who are not there legally, but there are those who are claiming that actually they got legal ownership of where they're staying and all that. I think it would be proper for government to brief us on that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
He said for the sake of his constituents. Okay? Government Chief Whip, do you want to comment anything on that? Or you will update us when you're ready?
You talk about...
Right Honorable Speaker, this matter is being handled or spearheaded by the Minister of State in charge of Northern Uganda Reconstruction, and I wish to request you to give him an opportunity to come and update the House on the progress so far made, because his actions are also anchored on an executive order issued by the Chief Executive under the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. Thank you.
Thank you. So, please, on the next sitting, you can give us an update. Honorable Saropende.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, maybe just for information of the Minister of Education, I want to request him to interest himself in the Auditor General's report regarding the issue of the arts teachers and the science teachers. But the issue that I wanted to raise, Right Honorable Speaker, before we broke off for this recess, before the House was prorogued, I had raised the issue regarding this, the intelligent motor vehicle monitoring system, and asked the minister, and the minister, the presiding officer then, directed the Minister of Works to actually come and give us a statement regarding the performance of that company, considering that there were issues, and I had raised a motion regarding that whole program. But Right Honorable Speaker, what is disturbing is that, of course, there was the express penalty scheme that was put in place. And as we wait for the minister's statement, Right Honorable Speaker, you will note that part of our concerns as legislators is on road safety. Because that EPS system, there are so many reckless drivers on our roads. While the penalties were exorbitant and government withdrew, we need to actually look at issues of road safety. Within these 3 weeks or 4 weeks that we have been in recess, very many people, Right Honorable Speaker, have lost their lives on the road. So, Right Honorable Speaker, we need to have a discussion as members of Parliament on road safety, but also on that joint stock company and where it is going to get its revenue from. Because we have the Road Fund Act in place, which mandates government to collect revenues from these fines, and that money is supposed to be ring-fenced for road maintenance. Now you have a company in place that equally government signed a contract with to collect these road fines to pay itself. So where should be our priority? Where is the money for road maintenance going to come from? And secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, as I sit down, I'm glad you are sitting here. Remember, I raised the issue of police, the lawyers working in the Uganda Police Force. This matter was presented here. The lawyers, equally as we're discussing the pay disparities amongst the science teachers, there is a serious pay disparity amongst the lawyers working in the police force and other lawyers in government. Right Honorable Speaker, that matter remains pending. The last time the Attorney General said that they had appealed, I want to confirm, Right Honorable Speaker, there is no active appeal. And this matter must be resolved. The issue is that we are losing police, the lawyers in the police force, going to work for other departments, because there is no reason why a police officer should earn less because he's a lawyer working in police, and another one working in maybe the Attorney General's chambers or DPP earns more. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to bring this matter and request that this matter must be resolved. And let's respect the court judgments, because there's a court judgment over this matter. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, thank you. So the Minister for Works will update the House on the next sitting, and like you have requested, we can widen it to include road safety issues, so that we don't just limit ourselves to the company in question. And I also request the Attorney General to update the House on the issue of the disparity of government lawyers, because he said indeed that there was an appeal, so which was making the matter sub judice. We couldn't proceed on it. So since a member is saying there is no appeal, then the Attorney General will have to substantiate on the floor indeed if there is an appeal. Evidence will be brought here, or we tackle the matter the way we had been requested. Honorable colleagues, in the public gallery this afternoon, we have teachers and students of Brima High School from Kawempe Division North, Kampala District. They are represented by Honorable Elias Rimbaz Narukora and Honorable Shamim Marende. They've come to observe proceedings of this House. Please join me in welcoming them. You can stand up. Sure. Thank you. Colleagues, also we have in the public gallery this afternoon teachers and students of Namidyango College from Mukono Municipality, Mukono District. They are represented in Parliament by Honorable Bakireke Bet Namboze and Honorable Nabukera Hanifa Hussein. They've come to observe proceedings of this House. Please join me once again in welcoming them. Thank you. And it seems Honorable Ngisto Emmanuel might have studied from that school, because I can see how excited he is. Honorable colleagues, you know matters of national importance, how we handle. They are registered with me, so I didn't receive the notifications. The two colleagues who registered, I don't see them here. No. Yeah. Next item.
Item 3 on the order paper, laying of papers. 1, the land annual nominal ground rent amendment regulations 2025.
Honourable Minister for Lands.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the land annual nominal ground rent amendment regulations 2025. Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay.
Thank you, Honourable colleagues. This is for information purposes. They'll be put in the library for anyone who would want to access them.
Item 3.2, the proposal to borrow euros 183,309,847.16 from Standard Chartered Bank and Uganda shillings 120 billion 399,249,259,259 shillings from the domestic market, that is 6 months treasury bill for finance strategic towns water supply and sanitation project phase 2 STWSSP-2.
Honourable colleagues, the Minister of Finance informed me that the Government Chief Whip is going to stand in for him. Honourable Government Chief Whip.
Right Honourable Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, I beg to lay the proposal to borrow euro 183,309 947.16 from Standard Chartered Bank and Uganda shillings 120 billion 395 249 259 from the domestic market, 6 months treasury bill for financing the strategic towns water supply and sanitation project, phase 2. I beg to lay.
The proposal is referred to the Committee on National Economy for consideration and reporting back to the House as stipulated in our rules of procedure.
Item 3.3, the proposal to borrow up to United States dollars 20 million from the Arab Bank for Economic Development of Africa, BADEA, to finance the rehabilitation, expansion, and equipping of Bujiri General Hospital.
Honourable Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, I beg to lay on table the proposal to borrow up to 20 million United States dollars from the Arab Bank for Economic Development of Africa, BADEA, to finance the rehabilitation, expansion, and equipping of Bujiri General Hospital. I beg to lay.
Thank you. The proposal is referred to the Committee on National Economy for consideration and reporting back to the House in line with our rules of procedure.
Item 3.4, tax expenditure report for the period July 2024 to June 2025, financial year 2024/2025.
Honourable Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, I beg to lay on table the tax expenditure report for the period July 2024 to June 2025 for the financial year 2024-2025. I beg to lay. It's signed by the Minister of Finance. I beg to lay.
Thank you. The tax expenditure report is referred to the Committee on Finance, Planning and Economic Development for consideration and reporting back.
Right, Honourable, can we please see the report later?
Honourable colleague, that's not how they get a microphone in this House. You don't somersault towards the microphone and start submitting. Okay? Thank you. No, Honourable, you know when you dive on a microphone, me and you, business for the day is done. Thank you. Yes, next item.
Item number 4 on the order paper, motion for approval of the request by Kampala Capital City Authority to lease specific land parcels.
Thank you, Honourable Minister for KCCA.
Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable members of this House, recently the House considered a motion to approve these plots of land which are supposed to be formalized and leased to foreign people, and Parliament asked me to furnish more details. Particularly, 2 requirements were: 1, the valuation reports from Chief Government Valuer, and the clearance from the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. So, Right Honourable Speaker and members, allow me to lay the valuation report and the clearance from Minister of Land and the Minister of Finance and Economic Development.
Thank you. Yes, procedure, Honourable Sarah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I do appreciate the Minister for bringing what he has presented on the floor, the valuation report. But Right Honorable Speaker, I recall that this House considered a report from the committee regarding some land which KCCA or came from the executive director indicating that they wanted to dispose of this property. And I recall seeing a letter circulating from the speaker, who is the head of the council, saying that the council had not discussed the disposal of these items. I hope, Right Honorable Speaker, that we shall not have challenges. So, Right Honorable Speaker, would it not be right that equally a resolution of the council be presented to this House so that this House is not taken for granted, Right Honorable Speaker? Because if the executive plans to dispose of anything, the council must receive those proposals from the executive. And after the resolution of the council, this is my understanding, after council resolution, then the minister would bring the items here to this House as mandated by law. But it seems we are jumping a process, and I don't want this House to be used, Right Honorable Speaker, by people who have their own interests. So would it not be procedure right for the minister to also lay on table a resolution by the Kampala City Council regarding these properties? Thank you.
Thank you. Now, okay.
Right Honorable Speaker, it's important that we be neat as we do the work that we do legally and otherwise. We queried this matter and we still do. Honorable Speaker, I have a letter which I want to table. This is a letter from the Authority Council Speaker, who wrote to the Speaker of Parliament, copied yourself in, copied myself in, and a couple of other people. And the KCCA Authority Speaker was saying there is no council resolution mandating the Executive Director to go ahead and dispose of these properties. Council has got to first authorize by way of resolution, according to the KCCA land use management policy. That was not there the other time, and we are still querying those very ones. In fact, it is one of the issues we insisted the minister must bring before final okaying. And that has not been adhered to, not just for these ones, but even for the other ones that were passed. So we would want to see, because according to the authority speaker, there's no authority resolution. So it would be good that, as Honorable is saying, a resolution for each of those properties, including those that were passed, because those that were passed, we required that they be brought. So let me table this letter from the authority speaker saying there is no resolution as of this morning.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, the PFMA under section 34(6) only talks about Parliament passing a resolution. It doesn't refer to any policies of any institution. I mean, the law is very clear, okay, on it. And after it goes to the Solicitor General, because it's a contract, in case the Solicitor General, because even loans which you approve here, after they go to the Solicitor General, where you find any issue, where the Solicitor General finds any issue that a process has not been followed, a certain law has not been followed, the Solicitor General is very clear. He writes back to the entity and he says, no, I don't consider. So, honorable colleagues, this is a matter, listen, this is a matter you discussed exhaustively, and in fact, in the resolution, I was checking today the answer, it said KCCA should expeditiously bring these two documents which the minister has brought. So with that, honorable colleagues, I now put the question that the motion for approval of the request by Kampala City Authority, please plots M69 and M70 at Irgogo and M731 at Old Kra Road be adopted. Those in favor say aye, and to the contrary nay. The ayes have it. So I now direct the clerk to transmit a copy of the resolution to the responsible MDs for action. Now, honorable colleagues, there is something I want to tell you. If you go and you check your districts are even giving out land. It is only KCCA which has complied with this section of the law. And going through a rigorous process by the time Honorable Kasaija and team clear you, a very, very rigorous process. So, honorable colleagues, really I want to appreciate the leadership of KCCA for following the law. And I urge other districts and other local governments to follow suit. House adjourned, sign die.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.